So in this video, we're going to talk about how exactly you can pass prop firm challenges in 2026. Now we're going to take this in a different approach, one that you haven't really thought about, because many of you just focus on strategy and risk management and that's it. You watch a ton of videos on this stuff. But I'm going to share with you guys a few things that you need to take note of that will help you to pass these challenges. Let's get straight into it. So I usually trade personal accounts, but over the past, I'll say 60 days or about 90 days, I've been trading prop firms again. Try to grow that and put that through the system so we can start to make some money through that as well. So throughout this time, I've been able to gather a lot of data, and I've noticed a few things, and I've been able to find that most of my students are failing prop firm challenges, not because of the system and the strategy, because that works and they know it works, but there are some other things that are still making them lose or fail. And I'm sure you guys have experienced this as well, right? Your strategy is fine, but you seem to be maybe losing a bit more, or some trading conditions just ain't suitable for you. It's just some weird stuff that keeps making you fail. And sometimes it's just that 1 or 2 losses that keeps keeping you in drawdown over and over, and you're just on a cycle. So these are the things I'm going to share with you, and I hope at least one of these will, would be at least useful. So first of all, let's dive into prop firm match, right? I'm going to look at funded next as an example. This is just one prop firm, for example, that I personally like to use, right? So looking at them, we can see a few things. We can see the platforms are available. One of the key things for me, for example, is MT5. You want to make sure that you're using a platform that you're very, very familiar with. Don't start a prop firm challenge with a new platform, because you're just going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen and you're going to fail these challenges just because of the trades that you take. Sometimes there's 1 or 2 trades that really lead to the losses. But let's not dive into the real meat, right? This is leverage. Number 1 is leverage. That's the first thing we can see here. And you can see with Funded Next, they have, FX, 2-step, 1 to 100. But then you have metal, which is 125, 115, 125, and 1 to 1 on crypto. So many of you want to trade crypto. You're excited to trade crypto, but you realize that the leverage is 1 to 1. You can't just hop on crypto and take in crazy risk. It's just not going to allow you to. So you have to keep an eye on these stuff before you even start the challenge. Looking at the 2-step, for example, you have 1 to 100. This means that most trades you take, you'll generally be able to enter them. If you're a scalper, whether you trade a 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, 3 minute, everything, you'll probably be able to enter the trade. But for those of you who want to scalp, but you also want to do the 1-step or the instant account, you'll see you only have 1 to 30. That's a huge drop. Most of the trades you want to take, you're not going to be able to enter them. You're going to have to reduce your risk significantly. So that might mean only risking 0.5% per trade, or even less, depending on the type of scalp and depending on your stop loss. How does this link back to why you fail accounts? How does this link back to how to pass? You need to understand that for you to pass, you need to get a prop firm challenge and prop firm conditions that is very, very suitable to how you trade. If it doesn't work hand in hand with how you trade, you're not going to pass these challenges, because most of you are just taking the wrong challenges and you trade a completely different system that just doesn't suit it. This is something I want you to start to think about. So maybe stop trying to force that instant and 1-step and just go for the 2-step. And for some of you, you might be able to even do the 1-step because all the conditions allows you to. Next, let's move on to commissions. Commissions is one that most of you overlook, but commission plays a huge part, because remember, most prop firms, they eat anyway, and they take out those and that commission is there. So whether you're making money or not, whether you win or lose the trade, commission is reducing your profit. So they might tell you you only have to make 8% and then 5% for phase 2, but realistically, plus commissions, that ends up being 10% phase 1 and maybe 7% phase 2, because it's gonna eat a lot, especially the fact that whether you win or lose, commissions is there regardless. And as a scalper, commissions is very, very painful. So why I like Funded Next as an example is because indices, there's no commissions. So this is one thing it took me a while to realize. I just need to find a few indices now that works with how I trade, that is fantastic, and I'm able to pretty much have no commission, and this is just brilliant. Hence why you don't really see me trading things like EU and GU. No, GU I still do, but let's say I don't trade most forex in pairs anymore. It's just not really my bag, because commission is just too expensive, and I'm a scalper, right? Sometimes I'm going for 1-to-1 and stuff. But having 0 commissions now and an indices, it means I can get a perfect entry, scalp as little as possible, and there's no commissions. So it's a win-win. So realize that for you to pass these challenges, maybe start to look for indices and backtest them for a long period of time, so you have data and you know the indices that works for you, because there's no commissions. Because some of you want to trade something like metals, but you can see metals on Stellar Instant is $7 per lot. That is a lot. No pun intended, but you understand what I'm trying to say, right? So make sure you go for the accounts and the commissions and all the rules that suits you. Personally, if you can do indices, it's the best. No commissions, it just means that you're able to just focus on winning your trades rather than all the other stuff that just keeps becoming a problem. Next, consistency rule. Many firms now have consistency rules. Make sure you go for one that doesn't have one, ideally, so then you can just trade how you want. Consistency rule exists just to prevent you from sometimes trading how you want to, right? They want you to be making the same profit every time. They don't want one of your trades to go to a 1 to 10 and then your next trade is a 1 to 1. They want it to always be consistent. All these stuff kind of just exists. I'm telling you, prop firms are great, right? It's a fantastic tool for you to make money, but most of these stuff exist to realistically not make you pass in the easiest way possible, right? It's like trying to play like a Mario game, and then there's something that's trying to eat you, there's something that's just trying to kill you in the air, there's something shooting at you. There's all these little blocks to prevent you from getting to the end. But it doesn't mean you won't get there though, but it just makes it difficult for you to get there. That's what all these rules and all these fancy stuff are. But ultimately, those who are smart and are wise, and those of you watching this video right now would now know these stuff, and this is what's preventing you from passing these challenges. Next, we have copy trading. Why is this important? I like to personally trade personal accounts a lot. I like to grow my personal, and I like to copy trade from my personal to the different platforms that I use. But Fundanex does not use or allow copy trading. So this means that you have to trade directly on the platform. That's completely fine. But what this means is that you have to now kind of get used to trading with their trading conditions. Well, I like to trade personally because my personal account is fantastic, it's brilliant, spreads is perfect. And that's what I see on my screen. And it gets copy trade to, you know, the Fundanex, for example, and I don't have to see what's happening there. As long as I make money, I make money. But now if you're trading with Fundanex, and let's say there's spreads and delays and all sorts, that's what you're seeing, and that affects your psychology. So let's say you get a delayed entry, now you're trying to delay your exit, but that's all because you're trading on their actual account, and that's what you can see. But I like to trade on my personal because I see perfect conditions every time. Do you understand what I mean? It might be a bit confusing, but hopefully that kind of makes sense. So keep in mind that they don't allow copy from personal to their accounts. So this means that you have to solely log in. So this also links to the fact that they also have a 30-day inactivity period. Meaning that if you're going to have multiple accounts, you trade one and then you move on to the other and the other. Keep in mind, after 30 days, if you don't take a trade, it's going to get packed up. So again, these are more management stuff. This is just, you know, you don't want to have an account that you pass and then you lose it because you're not active. So keep in mind, all these rules again are just to add more things for you to think about. When you're trading, you just want to think about your trade and your trade alone. So you might be asking, how does all of this link to how can I pass in 2026? It's very, very simple. All these rules, remember, I've mentioned every single one. Go back if you need to watch these again. All these rules exist to pretty much make you fail, make you stumble, make you, you fail one of these. Inactivity rule, delays, you copy trade and then they tell you you've breached. All these little things. Understand that as long as you understand the rules perfectly and is best suited to how you trade. We all trade differently. I'm a scalper, supply and demand. That's what I do best. In and out in a few minutes. So I need to trade with a few firms that suits how I trade. The conditions are perfect. Everything is all, in along the right lines. That's what helps me best, and that's when I'm able to trade at my best. If you are not doing that, then find yourself a prop firm that works best for you. If Fundanex is one that suits you the best, don't get me wrong, there are some pros and cons which I mentioned, but it's still a fantastic prop firm and it's still one of my favorite. So if you do want to, then I would say go onto Prop Firm Match, check all the details, make sure it's best suited for how you trade. This is super, super important. Once you start to use the prop firms that are best suited for you, you realize how you will start to have that slight edge. Sometimes it's the 1% or 2%, and these are just 1 to 2 trades. That is what's letting you down, right? You lose that trade that you're not meant to lose because of spreads and all sorts, and then it spirals from there and you start to lose the rest of the trades because now you're annoyed and your psychology has gone out the window. Remember these stuff. These are not things that you hear a lot on YouTube. Hopefully this has been of some value. Watch this next video that YouTube is showing you because it's probably going to be very, very useful as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.